we unravel the fate of Rome's Ninth Legion. An entire military unit vanished without a trace from the face of history. We'll scour silent camps, follow cryptic inscriptions, and weigh the most intriguing theories about what happened to them. All this and more coming up. Before we dive into our deep dive, I have an exciting announcement. Our platform, the place for this and all of our videos ad-free and one day early, plus exclusive videos, and a whole lot more, is now available. Consider supporting us by checking out the link below. Our story begins here. Hadrian's Wall, one of the most extraordinary feats of engineering in the ancient world. Stretching over 120 miles across northern England, it was built by the Roman army in the 2nd century AD under the reign of Emperor Hadrian. But today we're not focused on the wall itself, but on something far more enigmatic, the disappearance of Rome's Ninth Legion, an entire military unit swallowed by the mists of time while stationed here. The silence surrounding their fate is deafening. No records, no archaeological evidence of their final stand, no echo of their presence in the annals of history. It's as if they walked off the face of the earth. The Ninth was just one of many legions stationed along the wall, tasked with keeping the restless northern tribes at bay. For nearly 2 centuries it held firm against all comers, but then, just as abruptly as it had risen, it fell. One moment the legion was there, and the next it was gone. This isn't a tale of a single battle lost, but of an entire military force seemingly vanishing into thin air. The silence is more profound than the clash of arms, leaving us to wonder what could have caused such a mighty fighting force to simply disappear. Could betrayal have struck at their heart, weakening their resolve? Did disease ravage their ranks, leaving them too weak to defend themselves? Or did they fall victim to the very tribes they were sent to subdue? These questions echo through the ages, unanswered and unsettling. While no definitive explanation has emerged, historians have pieced together fragments of clues that paint a haunting picture of their demise. To understand the enigma of the Ninth Legion, we must first appreciate the wall itself. More than just a boundary, it was a lifeline for the Roman Empire, protecting their northern flank and securing their hard-won conquests. Building and maintaining such a structure required a Herculean effort, and the Ninth, along with other legions, played a pivotal role. Yet as the years passed, murmurs began to spread about the legion's dwindling numbers and wavering loyalty. Inscriptions on recovered stones hint at internal strife, suggesting that all was not well within the ranks. These inscriptions, silent witnesses to a turbulent past, serve as grim reminders of the legion's struggles. They speak of a unit grappling with low morale, dwindling numbers, and a growing sense of isolation. Imagine standing amidst the ruins of a watchtower, wind whipping around you as you trace the faded etchings on a weathered stone. Each letter, deeply carved into the stone, tells a story of hardship and resilience. Some stones bear the names of centurions, their deeds forever immortalized in stone. Others speak of sacrifices made, victories won, and even defeats endured. By deciphering these silent stories, we gain a deeper understanding of the challenges the Ninth faced during their time on the wall. However, one particular inscription stands out, a message etched with urgency and stark emotion. I am building a camp on the orders of the Emperor's legate Gaius. This inscription, found on a stone marker, offers a glimpse into the tumultuous period when the Ninth may have been on the brink of mutiny. The words carry an undercurrent of tension, hinting at a potential rebellion brewing within the ranks. But why would a seasoned military unit like the Ninth Legion contemplate such a drastic step? The answer, like so much about their fate, remains elusive. Perhaps it was the endless cycle of guarding the wall that bred discontent. Maybe it was the realization that their service was not being recognized, or perhaps a combination of factors drove them to the edge. Whatever the reason, this inscription serves as a chilling reminder of the tensions that were simmering beneath the surface of Roman life on the wall. As we continue our exploration, another type of evidence comes to light: coins. These small discs, minted with images of emperors and bearing the insignia of the legion, provide a tangible connection to the soldiers who once called the wall their duty. Each coin is a silent testament to their presence, a tiny piece of their story preserved in metal. Studying these coins can reveal much about the Ninth Legion's final days. The eagle and the SPQR symbol on the coins signify Rome's might, a constant reminder of their imperial duty. However, closer inspection reveals subtle signs of wear and tear, hinting at a struggle for survival. Some coins bear the marks of hasty melting, suggesting a desperate need for resources. Others are found in damaged condition, whispering tales of battles fought and losses suffered. One particular coin stands out, bearing the image of a weeping woman that symbolizes lamentation and loss. This coin, discovered near a deserted camp, seems to encapsulate the tragedy of the missing legion. Its imagery, usually associated with funerals and sacrifice, takes on a new meaning in this context. Was it minted to commemorate a fallen comrade, or does it hold a deeper, more sinister significance? The coin's presence adds a layer of sorrow to the narrative, echoing the grief of those left behind. Amidst the enduring legacy of the Ninth, the shadows of uncertainty loom large. The absence of written records detailing their disappearance deepens the mystery, leaving us to piece together their fate from fragmented accounts and archaeological whispers. But two narratives stand out, each offering a different perspective on the Legion's ultimate fate. The Roman account, official and structured, paints a picture of discipline and obedience. According to this version, the Ninth was ordered to move from Hadrian's Wall to assist in subduing rebellions elsewhere in the empire. As they marched, they encountered fierce resistance from local tribes, eventually succumbing to overwhelming odds. Their weapons lie shattered, their armor abandoned, their bodies lost to the annals of time. This tale emphasizes the strength of their adversaries and the valor with which the Ninth fought to the end. Yet, as compelling as this narrative is, it leaves some questions unanswered. If the Romans were victorious, why was the ninth never mentioned again? If they were defeated, why is there no record of their sacrifice? The lack of closure only adds to the enigma, leaving us to seek answers in the silence of the stones. Now let's turn our attention to the other account, that of the native Celts. Their story, passed down through oral tradition, offers a contrasting perspective on the legion's demise. According to this account, the ninth, weary of their station on the wall, sought to defect. Secretly, they negotiated with the local tribes, planning to escape with their lives and their military knowledge. In the dead of night, they abandoned their posts, slipping away from the watchful eyes of the empire. They fled, carrying with them the secrets of Roman engineering and warfare, disappearing into the vast wilderness beyond the wall. This Celtic account suggests a more nuanced tale, one where the Romans are not portrayed as victims, but as willing participants in their own fate. The idea that the ninth intentionally deserted their post challenges conventional notions of loyalty and duty. However, this narrative also raises questions of its own. Why would a disciplined military unit abandon their post? What compelled them to seek refuge among the very people they were tasked with containing? And what became of them after they disappeared? Did they live out their days in anonymity, or did they continue to serve as soldiers of fortune? As we navigate these tales, it's crucial to remember that history is rarely black and white. The actions of the ninth could be seen as either an act of cowardice or a bid for freedom, depending on the lens through which we view it. Their disappearance becomes a metaphor for the complexities of historical interpretation, and so we find ourselves at the crossroads of two narratives, each offering a different interpretation of the Ninth Legion's fate. The Roman account speaks of valiant defeat, while the Celtic tale points to an act of calculated defection. The truth, like the Legion itself, remains elusive, hidden beneath layers of time and conflicting accounts. Our journey through the enigma of the Ninth Legion has been one of discovery, intrigue, and ultimately, acceptance of the unknown. While we may never know their true fate, their story continues to captivate us. The lack of concrete answers allows us to fill in the gaps with our own interpretations, making the Ninth Legion a timeless symbol of mystery in the grand tapestry of history. What do you think happened to the Ninth Legion? Let me know in the comments below. Thank you for joining us on this episode. If you enjoyed it, please hit the like button and subscribe for more. Until next time, keep asking questions and stay curious. Step from the mud and metal of the drill yard into a marble villa at dusk, where luxury whispers in candlelight and every sense is soothed. Sight, white marble columns, and a mosaic floor that glitters under the glow of oil lamps. Hear the soft laughter of friends, or perhaps the gentle pluck of a Greek lyre mingling with the clink of silver goblets. Imagine the smell of roasted boar, sweet with honeyed wine spiced with cinnamon, carried on the breeze along with the scent of perfumed oils on silk. Taste succulent dates dipped in honey, each bite a sticky, rich delight. Then savor layers of savory sausages, each roll concealing new flavors. And still later, warm flatbread, brushed with oil and sprinkled with salt. Feel the smooth coolness of marble benches beneath you, and the silky toga brushing your arms as you pause to admire. Frescoed walls that depict gods and goddesses at play. A servant offers a goblet of wine. Its surface catches flickers of lamplight. You lift it to your lips and taste a gentle warmth, honey mingled with a hint of spice. Nearby, musicians coax soft melodies from Greek flutes, each note weaving through murmured conversations. Recline on a cushioned couch, letting their world wash over you. Here life flows like wine, rich and slow. Feel the rhythm of their lives, unhurried, abundant, devoted to pleasure. Yet even here, amidst this world of privilege, hear the echo of hammers on anvil, the distant rumble of chariots on stone. For even the pampered lives of Roman elites are bound to the struggles of their world. This world of ancient Rome seems all but vanished, leaving behind grand ruins and tantalizing glimpses into a lost way of life. But step out of the crowds and into a quiet corner of the Villa of the Mysteries. Close your eyes, breathe deep, and let the sights, sounds, and sensations of elite Roman life transport you back 2 millennia. Imagine yourself reclining on a cushioned couch, the weight of many pillows supporting your head and shoulders, allowing your body to sink deeper into luxurious relaxation. A golden goblet rests in your hand, its cool touch a welcome contrast against the heat of your skin. Delicate fingers trace patterns on the rim, then curl around the stem, guiding it to your lips. Sip the tart sweetness of pomegranate juice, feeling its refreshing coolness spread through your mouth and down your throat. The air hums with the murmur of conversation, the clink of goblets and the plucking of a cithara, a 7-stringed instrument that sings of ancient tales. The flickering glow of oil lamps dances in your vision, painting the walls with dancing shadows that twist and turn like the vines adorning the frescoes. Each lamppost stands like an eternal flame, casting an ethereal light upon marble floors that shimmer with intricate mosaics depicting scenes from Roman mythology. A gaggle of friends, their voices like the chiming of bells, gather near you. Laughter rings out, echoing the merriment of the gods as they recount tales of love and adventure. They speak of gladiators and chariots, of faraway lands and exotic beasts, their words weaving a tapestry of excitement and daring. The scent of roasted goose, seasoned with fragrant herbs and spices, drifts from a nearby table, laden with delicacies fit for a feast. Slices of bread, each one a canvas for delectable toppings, tempt your appetite. You reach out, your fingers grazing the softness of goat cheese and the richness of honey. As you tear off a chunk, savor the flavors exploding on your tongue. The tang of vinegar, the crunch of nuts, the sweet caress of fruit preserves. Each bite tells a story of abundance and indulgence. Feel the coolness of marble beneath your bare arms as you shift positions, stretching out on a daybed draped in fine linen. Above you, a canopy of intricately carved wood beckons like the branches of an ancient oak. Rest your head upon a stack of cushions, soft as down, and let the gentle murmur of voices lull you into a state of blissful tranquility. Imagine yourself reclining on a marble bench, the sun's warmth enveloping you like a second skin. Your gaze wanders to a group of dancers, their lithe bodies swaying to the rhythm of a tambourine and castanets. Their movements are fluid, graceful, echoing the ebb and flow of the sea. Their laughter rings out, mingling with the melody, creating a symphony of sound and motion. You turn your head, catching sight of a woman adorned in flowing garments, her face veiled in mystery, her eyes sparkling with mirth. Her fingers dance across the strings of a small harp, drawing forth enchanting tunes that stir your soul. The music swells, then softens, weaving a spell of enchantment around you. You rise feeling an unexpected surge of energy. Drawn by the rhythmic clash of bronze, you approach an open doorway. Peering through the entrance, you behold a spectacle of athletic prowess. Two men circle each other, their muscles rippling beneath their oiled skin. With a sudden burst of speed, they engage, their swords flashing like lightning in the afternoon sun. The crowd roars, their cheers echoing your own pounding heart. Satiated by the spectacle, you return to your bench, seeking respite from the boisterous crowd. As the shadows lengthen, you watch the sky blaze with hues of amber and crimson, a final flourish of color in the fading light. The air grows cooler, carrying with it the sweet scent of ripening figs and the earthy aroma of baked clay. A gentle breeze stirs, rustling the leaves of an ancient fig tree that stands sentinel at the edge of the courtyard. Beneath its sheltering branches, you find solace, a sanctuary of tranquility amidst the vibrant chaos of elite Roman life. And as the stars begin to pepper the darkening sky, you know that soon the moon will reign supreme, bathing this idyllic scene in a silvery glow. Within the grand halls of an elite Roman residence, imagine yourself reclining on a luxurious couch, the finest fabrics draped over cushions piled high. A golden goblet rests in your hand, its contents a rich, dark red, promising the warmth of spiced wine. Around you, friends and family gather, their voices blending in a harmonious melody of laughter and conversation. They jest and reminisce, sharing stories that echo with wit and charm. Through an archway, you glimpse the rhythmic dance of a slave as they polish a bronze statue to mirror perfection. Sunlight streams through windows, illuminating dust motes that twirl in the golden light. The air hums with the drone of a bee, having just left the hive. From an unseen corner, the resonant notes of a cithara drift towards you, carried on the breeze. An offering of fruit and flowers arrives, each item a testament to the bounty of the empire. Plump grapes, ruby red pomegranates, luscious figs, and the enduring bloom of fresh roses fill your senses with their vibrant essence. You extend a finger, tracing the delicate curve of a petal, feeling its velvety softness against your skin. The scent of blossoms mingles with the aroma of ripe figs, composing a fragrance unique to this place, this moment. Summoning a slave, you request a plate piled high with delicacies, each morsel promising a burst of flavor. You begin with olives, their briny taste of familiar comfort, then venture into the succulent realm of dates, their caramel sweetness enveloping your mouth. Finally, you indulge in slices of bread, generously brushed with honey, the golden liquid dripping down your chin, a testament to your utter contentment. Your gaze drifts to a fountain in the courtyard, its waters cascading over marble, their gentle murmur a soothing backdrop to this idyllic scene. As the day wanes, the sky transforms into a canvas of fiery hues, a final masterpiece in the fading light. The air cools, carrying the promise of twilight, and within this grand abode, you find solace, enveloped by luxury, love, and the lingering warmth of the Roman sun. And as the first stars begin to appear, you know that the night is young, filled with endless possibilities for revelry and romance within these opulent walls. Amidst the grand opulence of an elite Roman villa, imagine yourself seated on a cushioned chair, the finest materials enveloping you in comfort. In your hands a golden goblet gleams, reflecting the warm glow of oil lamp ambers that adorn the room. Laughter echoes through the spacious hall, mingling with the plucking of a lyre, its melody weaving tales of ancient valor and love. Sunlight streams through decorated glass windows, illuminating scenes of mythical creatures and heroic deeds. Through an archway you catch sight of a slave polishing a bronze statue to a mirror finish, their movements fluid and practiced. The air is alive with the scent of blooming jasmine, mingling with the rich aroma of roasted meats carried on the breeze from an unseen kitchen. From a nearby table, you see a selection of figs, their skins glistening with morning dew, each one a promise of sweet indulgence. As the hours drift by, you observe a group of slaves arranging a banquet, their efficiency belying the strength required to carry such a lavish spread. You watch as they set down platters piled high with cheeses and fruits, their deft movements ensuring each item is placed to perfection. Drawn by the alluring strains of a flute, you move to an open doorway and peer inside. There, in a quieter chamber, a group of elite Romans recline on couches, their laughter hushed as they listen intently to a musician who weaves magic through his instrument. His melodies tell stories of love, loss, and longing, each note resonating with the unspoken emotions in the room. As the day progresses, the sunlight shifts, painting the walls in hues of gold and crimson. You turn your attention to a slave who approaches, holding a plate with a single fig, its skin deeply purple, almost black. You take the fig, marveling at its unusual color, and bring it to your lips, savoring the explosion of sweet, musky flavor that dances on your tongue. The air grows cooler, signaling the approach of twilight. With a contented sigh, you settle back in your chair, aware of the simple luxury that surrounds you, the gentle murmur of voices, the soft rustle of fabrics, and the lingering warmth of the Roman sun. As darkness falls, the villa comes alive with the flickering glow of oil lamps, casting long shadows that play across the walls. Now, cocooned off from the clamor of the outside world, you are enveloped by the refined ambiance of elite Roman life. The year is 09 I.D., and you are a legionary of the 17th, serving under Publius Quinctilius Varus. For over 2 decades, you have marched under the eagle of the empire, fought in its name, and bled its enemies into the dust. Though the heat of Spain, the cold of Germania, and the sands of Syria have tested your mettle, nothing could prepare you for this day. As the forest's dense canopy rises before you, imagine yourself stepping off the dusty road into a world hushed by ancient oaks. A low mist clings to your shoulders, and the damp scent of pine needles fills your lungs. Your heart still pounds from the morning march 20 miles of uneven ground, and a tight knot of unease settles in your gut. You recall the words of your centurion, "Trust the path," yet warnings whispered by local guides echo in your mind. Now, branches scrape your armor as you trudge deeper, each footfall muffled by thick undergrowth. A distant crow calls an unintentional herald of what is to come. Suddenly the hush breaks. Arrows hiss through the canopy like rain, and you feel their shock against your shield. Imagine yourself pressed against a tree trunk, breath caught in your throat, limbs trembling under the weight of steel. Your comrade behind you cries out, and you sense more bodies collapsing into the underbrush. You grip your gladius, knuckles white, forging resolve against rising panic. Above the din, the clash of iron and bone is replaced by a sinking silence. You navigate through fallen standards and scattered supplies, each step a testament to your training. The battlefield has become a tableau of silent struggle, no gore, only the remnants of ordered ranks shattered by betrayal. Here, the hubris of Publius Quinctilius Varus reveals itself. Trusted guides led your legions into this trap, and his unwavering faith in Roman supremacy blinded him to danger. Imagine yourself piecing together the chaos, the officers' frantic commands, the legionaries' desperate shield wall, the forest reclaiming order through stillness. When the sun dips behind the treetops, you find a moment's respite. You count your surviving brothers 36 from 1,000 souls. In this broken grove, you honor their memory in silent prayer, feet aching, breath steadying. The forest exhales around you, and you steel yourself to carry their stories forward. In the aftermath of the Teutoburg Forest Massacre, where 3 Roman legions were annihilated, you are one of the few survivors. Haunted by the ghosts of your fallen comrades, you carry their silent stories across the Rhine. As the sole living testament to the disaster, you must overcome the trauma of that fateful day to warn Rome of the Germanic tribes' strength. But will the Senate heed your tale, or will your sacrifice be in vain? This is your story. Step into the annals of history where the might of Rome collides with the resilience of Germania. You, a veteran soldier bearing the scars of Teutoburg, find yourself at the crossroads of duty and despair. The weight of survival crushes you. You've seen friends felled by Germanic spears, watched centurions fall victim to cunning ambushes. The very earth seems to hold the spirits of your fallen brothers. But the eagles need to be raised. Rome demands it. Your centurion, ever stoic, stands beside you, ready to face whatever horrors lurk in the trees. He turns to you, his gaze grim, his voice resonating with the strength of a seasoned warrior. We do not flee, he declares, for flight is the path of the condemned. We press forward, for it is in the darkness of Teutoburg that we shall find our redemption. His words ignite a spark of defiance within you, but even as you nod, doubt lingers like a shadow. What awaits you beyond the forest's edge? Will you find allies or only more enemies? Guided by the flickering light of a torch, you delve deeper into the woods. Each snap of a twig, each rustle of leaves sends shivers down your spine. Is it the wind or the tread of pursuing warriors? The scent of pine and damp earth mingles with the coppery tang of blood, a grim reminder of what transpired here. Before you can question the sanity of your mission, the forest floor gives way to a clearing. And there it is, the heart of the ambush, a sprawling camp of tents and huts, bustling with activity. But what you see next stops you in your tracks. German warriors, tall and fierce, move through the camp, not celebrating, but mourning. They, too, have suffered losses. Their faces etched with grief and determination, they pay respects to their fallen, tending to their wounds and preparing them for burial. Amidst the camp's somber atmosphere, you spot a group of women and children tending to an injured woman. Her face is pale, her breathing shallow. One of the women notices your gaze and meets your eyes. For a moment, recognition flickers across her features, followed by a surge of anger. She turns back to her task, her hands working feverishly. A young boy emerges from a hut, carrying a wooden doll. His eyes wide with innocence, he approaches the injured woman. With a gentle smile, she takes the doll, her touch lingering on his head. The boy looks up at you, his expression a mix of curiosity and apprehension. As you stand there observing this scene, a sense of humanity envelops you. These Germans, far from being savage beasts, are a community of people grappling with the same hardships and emotions that you know all too well. It is a stark reminder that war is not just a clash of armies, but a collision of lives. Days turn into weeks, and you remain hidden in the Teutoburg forest, watching, learning, waiting. You discover a different side of the German people, their customs, their traditions, their hopes, their dreams. You witness their reverence for nature, their resilience in the face of adversity, their strength in unity. Among them you notice a young warrior, Astrid. His gaze is intense, his movements precise, his presence commanding respect. He is a leader, yet he also shows kindness, compassion, and wisdom beyond his years. He treats the injured woman with care, offering words of comfort and strength. And when you see him interact with the children, you see a gentleness that belies his warrior nature. One evening, as the camp settles into a quiet routine, you decide to emerge from your hiding place. You walk slowly into the center of the camp, your head held high, your steps firm. The German warriors turned to face you, their expressions a mix of surprise and suspicion. Astrid steps forward, his eyes narrowing, his hand resting on the hilt of his sword. "Who are you?" he demands, his voice echoing the echoes of battle. "Why have you come here?" You stand tall, meeting his gaze, and in a voice hoarse from disuse you begin your tale. You tell them of the Roman world, of the might of Rome, of the ambitions of Varus, and of the folly that led to the deaths of thousands. You speak of the brotherhood of soldiers, the camaraderie of the battlefield, and the agony of survival. As you recount your story, you see a range of emotions flicker across their faces: surprise, disbelief, anger, and finally, understanding. When you finish speaking, there is a long silence. Then Astrid speaks, his voice echoing the wisdom of his ancestors. "We, too, have suffered losses," he says, "and we, too, have mourned our dead. But you come to us as a brother, a fellow traveler on the path of war. We welcome you not as an enemy, but as a friend. And so you are welcomed into the German camp, not as a conqueror, but as a fellow human being. You share stories, laughter, and sorrow around the fire, forging bonds that transcend the boundaries of language and culture. You learn about their way of life, their connection to the land, their beliefs and values, and they listen intently as you describe the wonders and excesses of the Roman Empire. It is a time of healing, both for yourself and for the Germans. You help tend to the wounded, sharing your knowledge of medicine and strategy, and they teach you the ways of the forest, the art of survival, and the strength of community. But your time among the Germans cannot last forever. You are a soldier of Rome, and Rome needs you. So you prepare to leave, taking with you the lessons and friendships forged in the heart of Teutoburg. Before you depart, Astrid presents you with a handcrafted pendant, a symbol of your shared experiences. It is a reminder of the humanity that binds all people, regardless of their origins or allegiances. As you bid farewell to your newfound friends, you know that you are leaving a part of yourself behind in the Teutoburg forest. You carry their memories in your heart and their lessons in your mind. You have survived Teutoburg, and now you must carry their story back to Rome. But will Rome listen to the tale of a lone survivor, or will your sacrifice be in vain? The fate of Rome and Germania hangs in the balance, and your journey has just begun. So tell me, will Rome heed your warning, or will they repeat the mistakes of Teutoburg? Let me know in the comments below. Now let us transport you back in time to an era where strength wasn't just measured in bulging biceps, but in unbending wills and hearts of iron. Prepare to be humbled, because today we're peeling back the layers of history to reveal the harsh, unforgiving reality of life as a Roman soldier. Welcome to our channel, where history comes alive. Pull up a virtual stool, grab a tankard, and get ready to learn. We all love a good story of valor and victory, don't we? But let's face it, tales of Roman gladiators make for some truly epic entertainment. Their battles, their strategies, their sheer grit. It's enough to make anyone feel like they could conquer the ancient world. right? Well, hold on to your sandals, my friend, because we're about to burst that bubble. You wouldn't last a day as a Roman legionary, intrigued? Keep watching. Welcome to our channel. And yes, this is about the infamous Roman army, those legendary conquerors who turned the Mediterranean into a Roman lake. But this isn't your typical episode. Today we're flipping the script. We're putting you in the shoes of a new recruit and asking a daring question. Would you survive the first 24 hours? Now, we're not talking about running drills or even a bit of light sparring. No, sir. This is the raw deal, the real deal. We're diving deep into the unvarnished truth of what it took to be a Roman soldier. What would you endure? So pull up a chair, grab a drink, and join me on this wild ride through history. Let's see if you've got what it takes. Now, why do we say you wouldn't last a day as a Roman legionary? What makes these guys so special? What was their training like? What kind of numbers are we talking about? Let's find out together. When the eagle has flown, when the legions have marched, and the legions have come home again, the barracks fall silent, shrouded in the deep quietude of night. The soft murmur of conversation fades, replaced by the rhythmic hum of insects and the distant barking of watchdogs. Your head hits the rough stone floor, the blanket of darkness enveloping you as you try to catch a few stolen moments of sleep. It's not much, but in this place of unending toil, it's a luxury not to be squandered. Sleep. Ah, the sweet oblivion of slumber. It's here in the darkness that the demons whisper, doubts gnawing at your resolve. Is this the life you chose? What made you think you could hack it here? You wonder. The hours crawl by, and with the pale hint of dawn, your eyes pop open. The silent barracks watches, waiting. Another day begins. Your eyelids feel heavy, the remnants of dreams clinging to your thoughts. The stench of stale sweat and unwashed bodies fills the air. You rise, every muscle in your body protesting. Glancing around, you realize you're not alone. Every inch of space is occupied by sleeping forms, their breathing soft and even. Discipline kicks in. You sit up, stretching out stiff limbs, the sounds of men awakening all around you. It's a symphony of coughs, groans, and murmured curses. You shiver, pulling your thin blanket closer. The stone floor offers little warmth, and the chill of the morning seeps into your bones. You rise, brushing off the dirt and grime of yesterday, preparing for another day in the crucible of the Roman military machine. Your journey began yesterday, and today is already threatening to be just as tough. Will you last today? Only time will tell. We hope we have you convinced so far. But if you're thinking, no way, I could totally handle this, then bring it on. Let's check if you can really cut it as a Roman legionary. Prove it. The first rays of sunlight touch the ramparts, painting the sky in hues of rose and gold. Dawn breaks over the sprawling camp, a tapestry of tents and activity slowly coming to life. The gentle bleating of sheep mingles with the clucking of chickens, creating a strange harmony of barnyard sounds. The air is alive with the scents of wood smoke, sweat, and the earthy aroma of legionaries at work. Your stomach growls a hollow echo of hunger pangs that never seem to go away. You remember the meager rations from the day before, watery porridge and a crust of bread. Today promises to be no different. A sharp whistle pierces the morning calm, jolting you from your thoughts. It's the signal for the day's activities. The routine is relentless, designed to hone the raw recruit into a lethal weapon of the Roman war machine. Drills, formations, and combat practices consume your hours. Under the watchful gaze of your centurion, you execute maneuvers, your movements echoing the precision of a well-oiled machine. The air is thick with tension as you thrust and parry, the clanging of steel ringing in your ears. Every move must be precise, every step in unison with your comrades. Mistakes are not tolerated here. They could cost you more than just your pride. But there's more to being a Roman legionary than brute strength and unbending obedience. You find yourself poring over maps, learning the art of siegecraft and strategy. The legionary is not just a mindless fighter, he's a scholar of war, a strategist in his own right. As the sun climbs higher in the sky, the heat intensifying, you dig into your rations. Today, it's a thin broth flavored with salt and pepper, along with a small piece of stale bread. It's hardly a feast, but it sustains you, fueling your body for the tasks ahead. Midday brings a lull in the activities. You find a moment to catch your breath, but there's little time for rest. The centurion's keen eye is ever watchful, demanding peak physical condition at all times. Even in this brief respite, you're practicing your javelin throw, the pilum, its sharp point aimed at the distant target. Precision and power are key, and you strive for perfection with every throw. The afternoon brings new challenges, mock battles, testing your mettle, pushing you to the brink of exhaustion. The thundering of war drums echoes across the camp, a prelude to the clash of arms. Fatigue weighs heavily on your limbs, but you push on, driven by the unyielding spirit of the Legion. The day blurs into a kaleidoscope of drills, marches, and maneuvers. Finally, as the sun begins its slow descent, the camp falls silent. You collapse onto the rough ground, your body aching, your muscles screaming in protest. This is what it means to be a Roman legionary, a life of endless toil and sacrifice. The question is, can you endure? To be fair, being a Roman legionary was no walk in the park. These guys were the OG Special Forces, trained to the max and ready for any mission, no matter how dicey. But here's the thing. Even if you passed their rigorous selection process, which was more intense than a gladiator's training, let's just say survival wasn't guaranteed. One wrong move, and you could find yourself 6 feet under in a foreign land. So if you thought the corporate ladder was stressful, try surviving the first 24 hours as a Roman legionary. Trust me, it's a whole different ball game. And speaking of games, here's one for you. How do you entertain yourself during those rare moments of downtime? In the downtime between battles and training sessions, legionaries found ways to keep themselves entertained. What did they do exactly? Did they play video games? Maybe not. But they did engage in various recreational activities. To keep their spirits high, they organized athletic competitions, foot races, wrestling matches, and javelin throws. Who said soldiers don't have fun? They also enjoyed music and poetry, with many legionaries learning to play instruments like the tibia, a double reed pipe. Some even wrote poetry, composing verses about their experiences on the campaign trail. Talk about finding inspiration in the most unexpected places. How do you think you'd fare in such a demanding environment? Could you handle the pressure, the physical exertion, and the constant threat of danger? Or would you find yourself longing for the comforts of home? Share your thoughts below. And if you're still with us, we know you're a true fan of our channel. So here's a bonus for sticking with us until the end. Rome wasn't built in a day, but a legionary's skills were. How does one become a master swordsman overnight? It's a tall order, but the Romans had a system. In the gladiator games, it wasn't just about brute strength. It was a calculated dance of skill and strategy. Each gladiator had a preferred weapon, whether the short stabbing gladius, the longer reaching spatha, or the deadly trident of the retiarius. Training was intense, focusing on speed, agility, and endurance. The goal was to perfect each move, to make every strike and parry instinctive, a seamless flow of controlled violence. To become a master swordsman in a single night was a near impossibility. But within the Roman army, men came close. Legionaries trained for years, drilling until their reflexes were razor sharp and their bodies moved as one with their weapons. Theirs was a different kind of mastery, not of flash and showmanship, but of effectiveness and lethality. They didn't fight for the roar of the crowd, but for the cold demands of conquest and control. In the vast military machine of Rome, their mastery was a necessity, a tool of war, a means to an end. And that, dear viewer, is what it took to be a Roman legionary. The discipline, the strategy, the sheer grit and determination. You wouldn't last a day as a Roman legionary. But hey, we all have our strengths, right? Thanks for joining us on this journey through time. Don't forget to stay tuned for more historical tales. Until next time, keep learning, keep growing, and keep asking questions. After all, history isn't just about the past. It's about who we are and how we got here.